as we are going to head into the draft here, Exile versus Acceleration. Exile opted into blue again, so interesting choice there.
Yeah,
We'll just have to see what the bans are going to be as they're looking for their first ban, which is the Nullis again, like previous game, banning Nullis away from Zlizie. Zlizie, of course, being a very good Nullis player.
yeah.
So, good ban there.
I hope they don't ban the Sinzhou again in this game because I don't think Brisingrmaiden plays any Sinzhou. It's more of an Ocean champion. So I would like to see that Syndra ban instead of the Sinzhou. Camille ban, still definitely a good ban against Acceleration, but hopefully they opt for that Syndra ban as you talked about. So we do see the Camille.
And Vladimir being taken away, of course. SkT the
Yeah,
Master, pretty
once again.
strong
And
Vladimir
the
player.
Graves.
And the Graves, again, the scaling jungle, getting
Yeah.
taken away. Camille, again, good Rhomion champion. Also good AO champion, so if the prep wasn't there,
Yeah.
good ban for both lineups, so that's great. And now just see which their last ban is going to be.
I'm hoping it will be a Cinder ban and a Jarvan ban for Acceleration.
And it is
you're right.
the Cinder
Nice.
ban. All right, that's what I like to see. I'm wondering what he will play now. And the Jarvan getting taken away again.
Good adaptation. I think a little interesting if they opt for the Lulu again here, as their plan last game was to ban that Nullis and then pick the Lulu for themselves first pick. So maybe they will do that again because it did work out pretty well for them. Polymorph was kind of annoying, and their lane worked out pretty good. But we'll see. Yeah, there it is.
Going for the Lulu again, of course, also taking it away from Zlizie, who has been playing Nullis. And it's a Qiyana!
It's a Qiyana jungle!
Who cares? Zlizie, yeah, he plays Nullis and Lulu. It's the Qiyana jungle! Who cares? Anyway, Qiyana, of course, recently buffed for the jungle position, doing more damage against the monsters to make it clear, just that much better. And now, we're gonna see it for the first time in our second game here of Exile vs Acceleration with Brisingrmaiden piloting this Qiyana along with the Thresh to get her out if she is in too much trouble, and the Lillia.
I just want to touch on that because I know the Exile jungler likes to play some Lillia, and it is more of a scaling pick as we talked about, and as well it takes away from Rhomion, so they don't have to ban that Lillia, and he won't be able to pick it on R3 as well. So they opt for that Lucian again, together with the Lulu as they did last game, but I like the adaptation here, going for Syndra ban and then picking the Lillia. Very nice.
And the Lucian again, of course, was pretty strong last game.
Yeah.
And Bubbles going for the Aphelios. I'm not sure if you've seen him play this already.
He played it.
Yeah. He played it? Alright.
They played the Thresh Aphelios lane at least once, maybe twice, but at least once. So definitely something.
Right. It was the Pentakill.
They played it last week, I think.
It was the Pentakill game.
I think so,
Aphelios then. Yeah. But yeah, like pretty strong lane overall, of course. Aphelios Thresh really complements each other as they ban Kokma, so no Kokma Lulu, I guess, or maybe Kokma mid.
I'm not sure what that Kokma ban is for.
I like the Orianna ban against Gutsuo again.
Yeah.
Also one of his 2 champions.
Yeah, and they don't need to ban the Lillia, so they have a free ban slot here. And now it's going to be interesting to see if they ban the Riven again for Exile Gaming. I would think they will do that again, as we see what Acceleration bans.
And the other thing, of course, with taking away this Orianna is the fact that they do have the AD jungler, so you want some AP from the mid lane.
Yeah.
So again, very small options now for Gutsuo. Maybe Cassiopeia, maybe?
Could be the Cassio, could possibly be the Akali, but that would mean they have a lot of assassins within Aphelios. I'm not sure if that's.
I would like to see a LeBlanc, but I'm not sure if Gutsuo plays it. But I think LeBlanc.
I did see him play some LeBlanc, but I'm not sure if he's comfortable on it. But yeah, would be a nice pick, I guess.
Good setup for the Qiyana, pretty good assassination combo there. So yeah, I think it would be a great pickup. And like you said, not sure if he's comfortable playing that right now. I say hover the Irelia. Not sure if it's going to be mid or top, but it is a blind pick, Irelia at least.
I don't think Gutsuo plays Irelia. I guess it's a flex pick.
Well,
but
he does play Yasuo as well. Let's be honest.
I guess, yeah, but I think this must go to Rhomion. But Oh, I like the Malphite here.
I was just about to say, but it's a lot of AD.
Yeah, and
They are hovering
Malphite
the
into
Malphite.
Aphelios.
Yeah, this is a power pick here. This
Uh
Malphite.
huh.
Even if the Irelia goes mid, just throw the Malphite mid as well. Fuck it. Who
Yeah,
cares, right? I
I
mean,
I love the Malphite here.
shucks
Yeah.
it. Just throw, heck it, just throw it mid. So
Yeah.
yeah, you good pickup. Of course, Malphite good at stacking armor, his damage skills with armor, a lot of AD. They pick Malphite, you don't want to play the game. Alongside the Corki
Another
again.
Corki. I'm not sure if I like the Corki again. Did not look hot last game at any point of that game, but well, we'll see if he is able to pick up some CS and maybe some kills this game though. As
It's
I
the
mentioned the
Akali.
Akali.
Oh, it's complete assassin. It's
Yeah,
assassins only. Oh lord.
I must
Okay,
say
well,
I would not like to play Aphelios here.
no, Aphelios is not going to have a good time. But it was, I wanted to say, I would just put the Irelia mid and just make an AP top maybe, but I mean,
Yeah,
still, Akali into Corki, perfectly fine matchup as
yeah,
well. But it is about to be interesting. It's
yeah. I mean, we know Rhomion plays Irelia, we know Gutsuo plays a lot of Akali, and we were promised some Qiyana Akali, dude. We talked about it last game, how we were thinking it might be Qiyana or Talon jungle, maybe Akali mid, and now we're getting it. They're feeling comfortable. Cinder's been
Yeah, I
banned.
mean, this is the moment to try it out, right? You
Yeah,
are up a game, and I mean, your regular stuff worked out great, so just try out something new. Maybe it will work even better. Yeah, I mean, a little bit AD heavy, I guess, against the Malphite, so I do favor Exile drafts a little bit more, if I'm being honest.
yeah,
I don't like the Corki, but I never like Corki, so that's
I
not
know
per
that.
se the fault of the Corki. But yeah, so pretty interesting draw from both sides. We get to see some Qiyana jungle. I'm excited. You're excited. But for now, we are going to go into a little break. And when we get back, we'll be in game for the second game between Exile and Acceleration for that spot against Get in the semis. So we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the second game of these quarterfinals between Exile and Acceleration. Exile is looking to get their win, their first win of the series, to
I like
make us
wins.
go to the third. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
as we see a little bit
Looks
of
like
the
the
same
same.
start as
Yeah, exactly. I was about
last
to say.
game.
Yeah,
Looking
but
for a ward, doesn't get that far this time
Roman doesn't have the dash this time to go deep
to
into
get
the jungle
out.
and then
Yeah.
get out. Yeah, doesn't get that ward, and I like Hitmaker's adaptation blocking the path there. As Exile put some wards in the river. Honestly, don't like it. Wards in the
Gutsuo, though,
river.
looking for a ward. Nice
Yeah,
ward.
that's better.
He's going to spot this Lillia when she is going for her raptors.
Yeah.
But Corki, starting with a call. That says enough.
Wow.
Just
He
looking
doesn't
to
want to lane.
skill. He just wants to skill.
Look at his summoners. Wow. He
Wait,
really wants to skill.
wait. Ha! Okay, I'm not sure if it's a fuck up or
Yeah, he has
it's on
spellbook.
accident. Oh yeah, spellbook.
He has spellbook, so he went for
Oh,
exhaust barrier. But even with
wait.
spellbook, that is
Okay.
such an interesting choice.
That's an interesting start here from the SkT the Master. Gutsuo it went for the Conqueror as well, when generally in range matchup for Akali you
Fleet.
want go the fleet.
Yeah.
Especially since it's buff, right? Just to
Yeah.
help you sustain a little bit more through this lane, especially against a Corki who is going to be auto-attacking a lot, so...
Yeah, but I
Malphite
guess,
getting push off the wave here, of course, being early into the game. Irelia
Yeah.
pretty strong with these passive stacks and her stun ready and available to her. And Malphite is just looking to skill. The entire top half is just looking to skill.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gutsuo is just probably confident from last game. Or maybe he just felt like, of course, he played against the Corki last game, so maybe he felt that he didn't get pressured at all, and so he went for the Conqueror because he feels like he can just stay in the lane. And looking at the health bars, Gutsuo hitting level 3 with spots up and full HP, maybe he doesn't just need a fleet.
I guess he doesn't. But as top lane, or bot lane rather, sorry, is taking little bit more of a beating this time around against
Yeah.
the more active lane and support mostly in the form of a Thresh instead of the Karma. So yeah, pretty strong trading here from Acceleration early on. As Rhomion is looking like he's having fun against the Malphite with Comet. As a turn 3, looking for the hook, maybe does
nice
land
hook.
on the Lulu. Don't think he wants to commit there though, misses the flay sadly, so that's the end of that play. But again, a lot of nice trading. Rhomion barely misses the stun there. But yeah, some early pressure, making sure that Qiyana can get this grab. Might be looking to dive actually bot lane since it is pushed in, and Lucian is getting pretty low, but does have the heal and the flash available to him. Not sure if this is going to work, but they are going to look for it anyway.
Yeah, great pressure by Acceleration, and looks like Brisingrmaiden is gonna go for the dive. I think this is a great
Acceleration is go
opportunity.
for the dive. Who's gonna tank
Nice
first?
hook.
Nice hook by Zlizie onto Lulu. First blood going over to the Qiyana. Can they get the second one as
Great.
well? I'm pretty sure they can. Bubbles, nice trading off the
That's so
aggro
worth.
there. Brisingrmaiden does trade his life though, but it's super worth with the big wave that Lucian is going to miss here. As he instantly pass because someone DC'd again.
Once again. But I must say, Acceleration Jet was so beautifully played. The Thresh, great hook, then reset the aggro, then Bubbles took it. Very well done. So Bubbles, of course, being a range champion, can just stay at the edge of the tower range and then still do some damage. And then the Qiyana goes deep to finish off that kill onto the Lucian. And I mean, trading your life as a jungler for the AD carry when the wave is pushing into his tower, for sure worth. He's gonna die. It's gonna be 1v1, 1-for-1 for the kills, but he's gonna miss so much CS now. The wave was already pushing in, and now he's gonna miss another wave as DiesToBubbles and Zlizie are gonna be able to push in that wave as well that we see on our screen. So, fantastic play, and a great opportunity taken there for Brisingrmaiden.
A good play, and of course, Brisingrmaiden does get some early gold, which is pretty good on Qiyana to help him ramp up to his power spike earlier. And yeah, like you said, just good play, well executed with juggling of the aggro. Yeah. And they got so upset that they left, I guess.
Who all afford? Yeah,
but alright.
Stux, maybe a bug. I'm not sure. Anyway, we can take this moment to look at this jungle matchup because while Brisingrmaiden took that opportunity bot lane to get that double kill, the Lillia was of course able to just full clear her own jungle, then took the top crab. Now looks to go scout that bot crab, but already taken by Qiyana. So I must say there's not much to take for this Lillia. So I don't think she can really pull ahead from this bot dive by getting some farm on the other end. So I'm hoping this pause isn't gonna take that long, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, because the Shiro is disconnecting a lot. There you go, he's back. I believe Lucian is still disconnected, so might have to wait for him to return. Not sure if they're giving us some information in chat. Let's just take a look. No, it's not really. They're just bantering back and forth, waiting to lift the pause. So yeah.
Yeah. Just, something else we can touch on. As you mentioned, Akali doesn't have fleet, which you normally would take into a range matchup, but this Akali is up in CS. The Corki has no mana left, and he has Conqueror. I guess Gutsuo is too good.
Either Gutsuo is playing the lane really well, or SkT the Master is not punishing this early Akali enough.
Maybe a bit of both.
Maybe a bit of both, indeed. It's yeah, still waiting here for Wissingofff to come back, but not sure what is happening exactly. But it appears, I've just been told in my ear that there are some driver issues or just some hardware software.
Somebody crashed his car.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for him to fix that right up. I'm not sure what we can do in the meantime while we're waiting. The pass has been
Nah,
lifted.
we don't have to wait.
All I had to say was, all I had to do was complain. I mean, as
Always works.
Rhomion does have a big wave stacking up for
Yeah.
under the tower. Bubble should be fine here. Maybe Lillia's looking to flash. No,
Nah.
just throws in the end. Leaves as the game is catching up to the pass, of course.
Classic.
Nice, pretty good shot here in the mid lane.
Yeah, but interesting that
Woo!
both the Irelia and the Akali are up in farm and both have a big wave stacking onto them. So they're going to be up quite a lot of CS. Oh, Romion's getting quite low.
Though. Quite low, of course.
Playing against
Being Irelia can heal it up pretty
Oh.
well, as Maiden does have the flash available, looking for the top gank. Does get some
Wow.
pretty weird timed flasher from a Hitmaker, since it does follow you while you flash, but is able to get out in the end. Nice flash burn there for Brisingrmaiden, getting some pressure down. Again, is down 10 CS though at the moment, but should be able to catch up once he clears his scams. As
Yep.
Exile is pinging this dragon, of course, Brisingrmaiden did show top, so pretty good angle for them to do this dragon, which is an
Yep.
Infernal.
Quite close there. Almost got the kill on the Malphite. Did burn his flash, so of course worth in the end. And nice cross map by Exile. I like they're taking the opportunity there. See the Qiyana top, immediately go to the Drake. Well done.
What I don't like though is there seems to be some disconnect between Exile members, because they are pushing for this dragon while Corki based.
That's true. Yeah, I noticed
And
that as well.
Akali was still mid, so it could have turned out pretty bad for them.
Yep.
But didn't, so they get
Oh,
get off easy
nice.
in the end, as Roman, looking for the trade with the E onto the
Plus 4
Malphite,
stacks.
is starting to do not that much
Oh,
damage,
no.
but Hitmaker is looking to trade. Roman though
Yes,
getting
look
pretty
dicey.
low. Is he going down? It's so close. Does get
Oh, he
the
got 6.
He gets the 6 flash
No
ult in
way.
with the double Q, taking down Hitmaker. Nice 1v1. Hitmaker pretty overextending there, seeing that he does that Irelia did have the ult available to him. But
Yeah. I'm not sure if Rhomion knew that he was, or played around that. He was very close to 6. If he did, that was very well played. But yeah, I mean, as soon as you see that level 6 on Irelia, just run. That was maybe he couldn't have known that Irelia was gonna flash ult him, but it looked pretty obvious to me. Well played by Rhomion.
yeah, well, still of course well played.
Well
as,
played, yeah, for sure.
Acceleration bot lane is pushing in quite a lot. And you can see it in the farm discrepancies, almost
Yeah.
30 CS up. Top lane is done with
Oh,
the CS.
no.
Oh, ho, ho, ho! Zlizie just showing off at this point with a nice flash hook onto Lulu, taking it down instantly.
Yeah.
Lulu did have to flash, but there's just too much burst for him to
Gutsuo's
even flash.
pretty
As Gutsuo might be cut out a bit, does go in, gets exhausted though.
That's
Looking
sweet.
to take down this Lillia, just barely doesn't, as the Master's looking to trade back onto Gutsuo, but I'm not sure you want this with Brisingrmaiden on your tail. And he realizes he doesn't, so he backs off as Acceleration's bot lane has moved up. So yeah, little scuffle in the jungle, nobody dies though. Acceleration do get the red buff for themselves, as
Yeah.
they're looking to calm
Is he looking
down
to
a
Hex
bit.
Flash maybe on the mid lane? No, decides against it. Maybe looking to do something bot lane with the Qiyana, but yeah, a lot of back and forth. Nice kill by the acceleration bot lane there, as you said, Zlizie showing off. As we see Hitmaker looking for something, has the Malphite ult, looking to
Yes.
impact the mid lane. Do they go for that?
Unstoppable force available. The Master doesn't really have
I'm not
mana.
sure.
Doesn't get telegraphed too well. Maiden does get low, but there's just not enough damage with Corki not having any mana
Yeah.
whatsoever. No ulti available. Could only use the Gatling gun. And Lillia finds Maiden in the jungle, trying to go for his Raptors there for some extra cash before basing, but was not the decision to make, as Wissingofff almost takes out Bubbles, but Bubbles did have the red ult available to him, which gives him a lot of HP. So in the end, they both make it out. A lot of trading going on at once.
Yeah, well played by 49th Law. I thought Hitmaker made a bit of a misplay. It was a bit of a waste by the Malphite ult, but 49th Law making a wrong decision, a right decision, finding that kill onto the Qiyana. Very nice for him. Of course, he is a little bit up on CS, and that definitely needs to get rolling on that Lillia, as he is now 6 and looking to skill. So, well played.
And look at the wards in from Acceleration in the jungle of Exile, by the way. A controller, the ward
Yeah,
just
great
died as
vision.
well. Great vision all around. As Gutsuo looking for the perfect execution with the kill and the flash, but the master with the package taking him down. Pretty, Gutsuo a bit of an overextension there,
Yeah.
thinking he could fight him with the package. As Lillia's looking bot, Zlizie has the flash out. Bubbles looking to trade back onto the
He's
Lulu.
definitely dead.
He reaches for the lantern but doesn't get it with the master even TPing bot to secure this kill. Good kill there again for Exile, but Bubbles a bit too over eager to try and get a kill back. He could have just pressed the lantern and be fine, I think, but he didn't, and he died for it.
Yeah,
And
maybe acceleration solo lanes a bit overconfident, or not solo lanes, actually just lanes. Maybe a little bit too overconfident after last game, but overstepping.
Rhomion looking pretty heavily
Has the
beating
ult.
down his Malphite. Does have the ult available, doesn't have the flash. Not sure if he goes for it. Malphite,
No.
of course, does have the unstoppable force
Just got
available
his
to him.
ult back.
Maiden looking to maybe dive, but finds the 49th Law in the jungle, so doesn't go for it. As Lulu
Yep.
disconnects again, but reconnects instantly, luckily. So yeah, again, both teams looking for plays. Rhomion really taking over the top lane yet again. But this time around, Gutsuo actually is still up in CS, but did give up the kill. Bot lane again gave up a kill for free. Of course, they are playing pretty well still. Nothing is lost, but yeah.
Yep, Gutsuo's of course did give up the kill, but his lane definitely looks pretty solid still. As you mentioned, up in CS. And I must say he pressures a lot as a melee champion, as we see Rhomion.
Rhomion looking for the invade does get
Always
slapped though
damage.
by Rhomion, but can he maybe take down the Lillia even, but doesn't. Unstoppable force not necessary with the exhaust from the Corki. Rhomion kind of overstepping there, thinking he was stronger than he really was.
Yeah.
Gutsuo couldn't follow, the rest of the team was on the dragon, kind of a miscommunication there.
Yeah, it looked like Rhomion wanted to go for a tower dive there in the mid lane, but there was no wave for acceleration mid lane, so he was just stuck. Almost killed that Lillia.
Lucian does get scared off by the Cullen though, so
It's very
doesn't
scary,
go
Cullen.
for it. Very scary.
Yeah,
It's
very
even
scary.
with the high noon, so he even laughs. Very
Yeah.
scary. So
Was about
but yeah.
half a second of a Cullen. That was very scary. Yeah. No, but Rhomion got caught. Almost killed Lillia, I must say. I think the exhaust there for SkT the Master definitely saved Lilia's life. I think he maybe would have had enough damage without the exhaust. But now that's the third lane of acceleration overstepping and making a mistake. Now we had
Yeah,
all
and
three of
dying
them.
luckily, everything's evenly as Maiden looking mid, but Lillia is waiting there though. Doesn't have the ult available. Doesn't get
Lillia.
stunned up either by
Lillia.
Qiyana ult there, the Supreme Display of Talent. And Lillia taking down one, almost taking down two with the Leandris completed already for her. Yeah, I was what I was about to say is it looked a little bit like previous game. The only difference was now they have a scaling jungler and not Lee Sin as
Yeah.
acceleration opposite to previous game. Actually, a solo kill Wissingofff there with again a nice hook from Zlizie. He's been landing really good hooks this entire game.
Yeah.
So props to him as Lillia does have the ulti available now. Those two are maybe looking for a play bot. Not sure you have the damage to kill both of them, especially since Aphelios does have the shield bow available to him. So doesn't decide to go for it.
The roles really look to have been swapped. Zlizie playing great, and I must say 49th Law also playing really well. And this Lillia definitely seems to work out a lot better than Lee Sin when he doesn't need to pressure as much. And now he's really gonna start to get rolling. Has his Leandris, looks very strong. But on the other side, this Aphelios is also just finished his first item. 3-1, has a lot of CS under his belt as well, and also very strong.
Yeah, it should be interesting with this next rape coming up in just short of 3 minutes. I'm not sure how that fight is going to go, but I'm most definitely excited to see if they are going to fight for it. As HitMaker taking a stroll across the river, finding a plant, getting some fruit, as Gutsuo getting forced out of this river by SkT the Master, who is a level up at this point too, 0 and a 3. Just finished the call as they look for the Herald.
Yeah, Herald
I'm not sure they want to answer. Maiden is actually on the bot side of the jungle. Nothing for him to take though in their jungle, so that's kind of unfortunate there. So couldn't trade anything back. But I mean, it's a late
Rhomion.
herald. The plates are already gone, so
Rhomion might
It's
be
fine.
overstaying his top lane there, as he
does have
just
the
saw
flash
the
available. But Corki's coming in with the package. As he
Package
cuts
noises.
off the way with the unstoppable force. Irelia, you're getting skilled on here. Nice button presses there from Exile side, taking down
Yeah.
Rhomion.
got
Yeah,
exhausted again as well by the
got
Corki.
exhausted again. Didn't feel like flashing the Malphite ult or attempt to flash away. Knew he was pretty much dead there with the package.
Yeah.
Cutting him off. But yeah, well played by Exile, but it was
Yeah.
an overextension though.
I
from
mean,
Rhomion.
he warded his top side. I guess he didn't know they were gonna be on that herald, but as soon as the herald def,
Nice hook again from Zlizie. Big shutdown going over 2 bubbles. Zlizie, man.
what
have
has
you...
that man been eating?
Yeah, what have you been eating between these games? A whole
Zlizie,
world of difference here.
What is a karma where you can just hook people with Thresh?
Yeah. Yeah. 49
Yeah.
ball. Also, overextending a little bit, and Zlizie just punishing really well on this Thresh here this game. As Roman, of course, still up in CS, shouldn't feel too bad. Did pretty underestimate Corki's package there though for a second. But it's still fine. This lane is Hitmaker's looking to freeze, I suppose. Not sure if that's gonna help you out here. But yeah. As
Yeah.
Bubbles, 4-1.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if what kind of shutdown that Lillia had, but I would imagine he had at least
Another hook! Wissingofff getting pretty low, but
Ooh,
Bubbles
got a
does
polymorph.
get polymorph. Good polymorph. Wild throw for
Oh, huh?
bit late. I'm not sure why she did it, but better
get
safe
the
than
wave.
sorry, I guess. As Bubbles looking just barely misses the ulti. Again, good hooks. I just keep saying it. I'm a
Yeah, for sure.
one track caster. Good hook, good hook, good hook.
As we see Brisingrmaiden. Oh.
Brisingrmaiden looking for the master though does have
well-
the barrier and flash available to him with the spellbook. So yeah.
I was looking for Brisingrmaiden to maybe flash onto that mid lane. Wow, Zlizie, stop it, bro.
Zlizie, they have a family. Calm down. As Shiro goes down again to Slizie's hook. Zlizie is.
This man can't be stopped.
I know what a die
Bubbles
he's
is
on,
just
but
Bubbles is
Wonder-
typing supportive in all chat right now, and he's just getting gifted the free kills by his trash.
yeah,
as
Roman
Rhomion
maybe
has he overstepped again?
overstepping. Maybe just a bit. Flash. Unstoppable force does flash out of it though. Misses the ult. Gets slapped by the lulting lullaby as. Yeah.
Well, Rhomion saw it in his eyes. He saw it in his eyes. He flashed the Malphite ult and went for the flash ult, but he, you
Just
whiffed
barely
his ult.
misses it, and yeah,
If he would have
does
landed that,
go down.
I'm not sure if he would have killed that Lillia with the Lillia ult. Came out very quickly, but it would have definitely been more close.
Yeah, now goes down again. 1 or 3 now,
With a
along with the
herald.
jungler on these 80
Yeah,
carry champions, and not what you want to see. And yeah,
we'll get the
also
herald in time.
Gutsuo, pretty big difference from last game. Now on this,
Yeah, huge. As I cannot hear you anymore. Bills seems to have dropped out. Not sure what happened there. I'm gonna take over. Solo casting. Well, what can I say? DiesToBubbles, very strong right now. Rhomion, not so strong right now. Gutsuo, not so strong right now. Brisingrmaiden, not so strong right now. 49th Law, pretty strong right now. There you go.
I don't know what happened, but
Welcome back.
I'm back.
They
What
did a
happened?
great solo cast.
What happened? Nothing much, as I can see. But even though Exile is ahead in kills, I am crashing again. I feel like no, I'm fine. As they are ahead in kills, they are 4.2k down still, which is pretty big. I think it's mostly
Yeah.
on the Leos, who does have 2 items now.
But also, I must mention, this Irelia still has a massive CS lead. He is 1 in 3, But look at that, 1,000 gold up on the Malphite. Just, I mean, he has 70 CS more, which is a lot of gold.
That is a lot of gold. As HitMaker looking out to Zlizie here, does get polymorphs. Maybe looks for the hook back,
Almost.
doesn't land it though. Yeah, again, Malphite did have the ult available, decided not to ult instead and just save it for an upcoming different fight or maybe something where it has more impact. As yeah.
I just want to touch on the gold still as it is shown here. This is basically just a complete mirror of game 1, I must say. DiesToBubbles this time very ahead in the bot lane matchup, and well, maybe not the top lane, as Malphite is not ahead, but he's definitely playing it better this time. But this Lillia and this Corki are up a lot of gold on their counterparts as well.
Yeah, pretty strong overall. Of course, Lillia is going to be scaling out way harder than Qiyana is.
For sure.
And yeah, Corki maybe as well against Akali. I'm not sure how that goes. As looking for the ult and asleep with the package following it up. But I'm not sure you want this buddy. Both exhausting each other with the Moonlight Vigil, trying to trade it back. As on the other side of the fight, the bot lane from Exile going down to this Akali, Qiyana, and Irelia combined. Wow, very split fight there as SkT the Master looking for something that was maybe a bit too enthusiastic.
Wow,
as they do lose fight for it.
I'm pretty surprised, honestly. We didn't get to see what happened in the mid lane fight, as we saw SkT the Master going very deep onto the DiesToBubbles. But I would imagine that when the Corki goes on to DiesToBubbles and distracts the fat part of acceleration, that Exile should be able to win that 4v4 with the Lillia they still have and the Malphite ult. But I guess not. I'm not sure what happened. I would imagine the Lulu and the Lucian just got one shot by Qiyana, Akali, and Irelia. But interesting to see Acceleration still win that 4v4 when their Aphelios is not being able to output any damage, which is a very good sign for them.
Well played by the top side of the map for Acceleration, and I thought it was pretty funny how Bubbles exhausted Corki and Corki exhausted the Aphelios. So they both didn't do any damage.
No, you get exhausted.
So. But yeah, I mean, I like the idea, but there was no follow-up from the Malphite, which I think really missed there if you're going for that type of play, because Corki doesn't have the damage to do it alone.
I still think it's a very bold play, but it does distract the Aphelios, and when the Aphelios is not able to output any AoE damage in a team fight and just chasing a Corki, which he will never which you will never catch. I mean, that's very worth, so your team can find a 44, but in the end they weren't able to win that 4v4, so it's gonna be very hard for them to teamfight now.
Yes, Acceleration is looking for this third dragon. It is the Cloud Soul. HitMaker though on the flank, looking for an unstoppable force. Does get pretty low. Does hit too. Nice ulti there, but wow! Did you see that damage there onto the side of SkT the Master? Wissingofff stealing the dragon, but are they going to make it out alive? And don't think they will. Double kill for Bubbles here. So looking to chase on SkT the Master. Lillia, not Lillia, sorry. Qiyana rather, very fast with the Ghost Blades. One shot by Corki there, flashing.
Oh no!
Nice BM there. But yeah, they do get the dragon, but they do trade a lot of kills back for it. Maybe even looking to do the Baron here, but I'm not sure if you want to. But...
Well, Malphite did land a nice ultimate. It was an ultimate very far away from his team. There was not a lot of follow-up. Corki didn't have a package, and I'm pretty sure Lillia just ran in there, but then got one shot by the Aphelios, who was not CC'd anymore. Yeah. If you're gonna hit a big Malphite ulti like that, you're gonna have to do it when your team is close.
Yeah, and Acceleration now starting to run away with this game a little bit, as Gutsuo is pretty caught up now to the Corki as well. And yeah, so it's looking like Acceleration victory.
I would imagine Gutsuo had a big part to play in that mid lane fight we saw previous, and probably got some kills there, so now has the 2 items, looks pretty strong. And DiesToBubbles, he's on 3 items, but that man is very strong. Even when he gets Malphite ulted, he is still able to survive.
Yeah, like we said, Bubbles pretty strong. And if they win this game, they of course advance to the semi-finals, where they are facing Get again. 2 seasons in a row, they have to face Get in the semi-finals. So yeah, last time it didn't go too well for them, but maybe this time it's different. But that's a little bit ahead of what is happening right now, since they still have to close out this game. So yeah,
They didn't win yet,
they didn't win yet, but
but
I
it's
mean,
looking very rough for
Bubbles
Exile
is
right now.
looking very strong here. Skirk is
As
maybe
they
looking
for
for an
Nash.
Essence Reaver, as they are looking for
Nash,
Nash,
yep.
actually, with
I
4
mean-
people being bot. Look at the
Yeah.
vision in the top side of the jungle. They know they're not there, so they know they
Yeah.
can go for this Baron, and they're not even aware that it's happening.
Exile has no idea.
Think. They have no idea.
Exile
And
still looking
Bubbles,
bot lane.
Bubbles at the red and blue gun, so does take down a Baron fairly quick for this point in the game, as they do get the Baron, and now they realize, they're wearing
Well-
purple.
Yeah, Qiyana and Akali don't have a lot of Baron damage, but the Aphelios, which you mentioned, had the blue and the red gun, does a lot of Baron damage. Being able to burn that very fast at 24 minutes, and Exile had absolutely no idea that was happening.
Yeah, so now acceleration wearing purple. What can they do with it? I think they should be able to get all these outer
Oh.
towers at least. As Rhomion looking for the 1v1 does get knocked out by the
Here
unstoppable
comes
force.
Lillia.
Does have the Vanguard's edge taking down the hitmake for the solo. Bolo does get traded back by the tower. Well, I mean, you rather
It's a
give
brawl.
the ball to the Malphite and not to the Lillia, as Zlizie and Bubbles looking. Oh, he misses a hook. He can miss a hook. Zlizie just barely goes wide with the hook onto the Lillia. Of course, pretty hard hook to hit there. Do get forced out of this jungle, as the master maybe a bit up too far. No, they does is fine.
I saw Wissingofff standing in that raptor pit close to the wall, and I was just thinking to myself, don't dash over the wall, dude. Don't do it. Don't do it. As he definitely saw it in his eyes, but thankfully decided to not do that, as there was a Thresh on the other side as well. Yeah. Let's see what...
Acceleration up 7k, 3
Yeah.
towers to 1. They do have even dragons, because of course Wissingofff did steal the dragon last time. So yeah, it's still doable if you're Exile, especially since you have the Lillia and the Malphite and the Corki. So it does have some good scaling for themselves.
Yep. They are looking to push with this Nasher. I'm not sure how exactly or what exactly happened, but they got that mid tower while Irelia was base and Gutsuo was not pushing in, or had not pushed in the top wave close yet, but they were able to just take the mid tower with 3 people, so well played by Acceleration. I think the
Lucian,
Nasher is wearing off soon, so they won't be able to get another push out, looking to reset maybe for the next Drake.
Which is spawning in 20 seconds. Gutsuo a little bit late, does have the teleport available to him, so should be in time
Rhomion
whatsoever.
in a good
As
position
Rhomion
here.
looking again on this flank to stop the Malphite from maybe taking a good flank position himself.
Maybe finds the Lucian.
Maybe indeed the Lucian will walk through there, as
Looking
they are
for it.
prepping for this dragon. Acceleration do have the better position, does get spotted out on a ward, but just goes pushing in this wave, creating some pressure bot, as they are looking to start off this dragon. HitMaker though does get
Same
spotted
position.
out by the far side. Same position as last time, but this time they do have the package available, so this could be pretty big. He does have the flash.
Oh, front to back.
Looking for the unstoppable force. Where did the package go? It was a Zoltar package again! Again, they just take the dragon for free, as SkT the Master flies to, I don't know, somewhere, but not into the fight. Poor mechanics there from
Zlizie?
the Master, costing the opportunity fight. Speaking of poor mechanics,
Oh, that's good,
Zlizie
that's
does
good.
Flash over the wall, but the unstoppable force on Akali gets the shutdown. But Bubbles with the chakrams, with the ult, Roman on the flank takes the 1k, take down 4. Procs the berry, does get 2, does get 3. Bubbles looking to take down Corki as well. What a big fight there from Rhomion and Bubbles combined. Taking out it started to look pretty rough in the beginning, but turning it around to fight pretty fucking well, if I do say so myself. What? How did it?
What
Rhomion
an
live so
incredible
long?
fight, dude. It started off with a great Zoltar Corki package. I love to see those. Brings me back to the gentleman days. And then and then Acceleration chased so far, but they looked really split. Zlizie tried to go for a flash hook, wasn't even close. And then DiesToBubbles and Gutsuo seemed to just be a little bit split off. HitMaker really well thought, or really used the opportunity there to get a nice Malphite ult on. But then it looked so good for Exile, but Rhomion, after not doing that much this game, He completely popped off on Irelia. He just chased them down, refused to die. I think he W flashed onto the carries, then Q'd again, Gore Drinkers, didn't die again, Q'd again. Wow, great fight.
Very good stuff here from the Acceleration top laner. And it's starting to look rough now. 9.2k down. A soul point here for Acceleration. Inhibitor taken. 5 towers to 1. Maybe they can now get this one, but I'm not sure with the supers coming in. Yeah, it's starting to look really rough here for Exile, trying to make his way back in this game. They won't even get this tower because Brisingrmaiden and Zlizie are defending it. They are still looking though, not sure why. Just go reset, do something else. Irelia is pushing both. And it's starting to look rough. It was already looking rough, but now it's looking really rough.
Interesting to mention, this Corki is very strong, but looking at his build, he seems to have just bought a Sheen and is now instantly building a Guardian's Angel with a BS sword and a stopwatch. So it seems he is definitely adapting to this Irelia just going ham, and it's not going to finish the Sheen item yet. It's going to be interesting, but Corki very strong. If he doesn't land a Zoltar package, he might actually be able to do something in the team fights.
Yeah, Corki physically garage and just picking up everything he can find. They're not really focusing on one item, which in my opinion is
how to build an airplane.
What you want. As Roman finding Lucian there on the side with the Vanguard's Edge, just one-shotting this Lucian. He even knew he was there, I think. But Roman really starting to pop off here, and Acceleration, they get the Q, they start Baron.
And Irelia has TP, so he's just gonna stay bot, and when needed he can still TP in. This is a great...
big sleep!
Oh, that's big!
Lottie Lullaby into the unstoppable force. Gets Brisingrmaiden down immediately, but like you said, Roman TPing in 4v4. Can the Master do enough damage? Bubbles though, doing a lot of damage himself. Gutsuo with the perfect execution, taking down Lulu, looking for the Corki. Does have the GA available, but it's not going to save him as they stack on top, taking down the Master as well. Roman actually, I'm not sure how, but he did. As Lillia trying to look to get something back, has to flash out. Bubbles though is on the chase. Lizzie looking for the flank. Can he take him down as well? Nice land of the Q. He just goes wide. I'm not sure what he was aiming for. What are you aiming at?
Look at the X-Flash! He's
the X-Flash from Zlizie looking to go over. As they still are chasing big crit. There's Bubbles taking down Zlizie with Roman pushing it down mid. It is a 1v2 here, so I'm not sure that he wants this, so wisely backs off. As Acceleration is playing it safe. I feel like they could have pushed for an end maybe, but they settle for the top lane inner tower instead. Man, what a fight!
Well, they don't really have any waves, so I like that they just go for the top tower, and I would imagine they might just reset and go straight to the Nash, but we'll have to see if they do that, because Rhomion is pushing out that top wave, or bot wave rather, so somebody needs to catch that. Might go for the Nash here, maybe not. Well, great fight. I mean, it looked so good for Exile. They landed a great Lillia sleep, Malphite ulti into it, Wombo combo, big bam, damage gone. They killed, I think, Brisingrmaiden. Zlizie almost died, just barely got out with the skin of his teeth. Still hasn't died this game. Great by him. And then, as we mentioned, Roman was bot lane, split pushing. It was a 4v5, he TP'd in, and then it didn't look so good for Exile anymore.
Uncontested soul as well for Acceleration here. As HitMaker, just barely doesn't get hooked. It does have the Malphite, so should be fine, I believe. Is looking to save it maybe, but he go in. And with the Corki package this time onto Bubbles, but Bubbles is not taking any damage. Good sleep there, taking down one, but getting traded two back though. Bubbles, big crits there onto Lucian, but big crits back as well. Nice missile barrage there, but it's just not enough. Acceleration does so much damage as Lulu leaves the game. I'm not sure
it looked so good.
It looked so good.
Wissingofff was getting crits, SkT the Master was getting crits, but DiesToBubbles and Rhomion, they do so much damage, they're untouched. They just, the inhibitor spawned.
They do get trolled by the inhibitor a little bit.
But should be able to end.
They should be able to end. DiesToBubbles with a big carry performance alongside with Roman, taking down Exile 2-0 and going into the